Okay, so this is the first day that's going to be posted because yesterday my iPad was so low, it shut off. So your assignment, it was last night you had 4 problems you were supposed to write the augmented matrices for so we could get started, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so,
What about that- Oh, sorry.
yes?
What about that problem we did on the notes we were supposed to do?
No, you could if you wanted to. Would you guys like to finish that one?
No.
Yeah, because I don't know how to solve it. I tried it.
No, it's fine. It's fine. We can go from there. And that's it. Thank you, Cole, for reminding me. We can start there. Okay, you guys should have it written down. Okay, so I'm going to erase my little boxes because that's not what we're working on. Okay, so we got here, we zeroed out the first row. When we zeroed out the first column, we used the first what? Row. First column, first row. Now we're going to move over to this -3. What column is -3 in? 2. So what row are we going to use? 2. So I look at it and say, what do I do to this -3 to get this -3 to be 0? Cole.
Times it by -3.
If I times it by -3, it becomes -9. You're close.
By 0.
No, I can't multiply by 0.
1/3.
Ainsley?
1/3.
Nope. I want this -3 to be 0. I have 3 and I have
-1/3.
negative what?
1/3.
No.
Is it just -1?
It's just -1.
Do it.
Why is it just -1?
Because it'll change it to 3 and then you add it, then it'll be 3 plus
Right.
3.
Okay? So
See,
we,
I don't think I'm ever gonna be able to like figure that out.
well,
Either.
okay. No negative. None. That's negative. You will be able to figure out that 3 minus 3 is 0. Yes?
Hopefully.
I hope so. Okay, so we're going to take, I folded my paper too small. Okay, so we are going to take -R2 plus R3. Am I changing row 1 or 2? No, so I'm going to write them down right now. I'm going to bring down my augmented line and write them down. So, what?
Are you only gonna change the -3 then on the bottom row?
No, you have to do the whole row. So the only thing that's going to appear different is row 3, correct? So negative times the -3 is a positive 3. Positive 3 minus 3 is 0.
That's what I was asking.
Okay, but I got to keep going. So -1 times 3 is -3. -3 and -4, -7.
Wait, I thought it was a 0.
Well, 0 and 0 combined is 0. Yes? Okay. So -1 times 3 is -3. -3 and positive 6 is 3. Now, this all comes down to how well you add, subtract, multiply, correct?
Yes.
So now, I've got the first column zeroed. I got the second column zeroed. I now need to go to the third column.
You already have one of them.
Now, if I could take a 1/7 of this and get 1, that would be amazing, wouldn't it? But does 7 go into 3? No. And if I did that right now, I would have 3/7. Do you want to work with 3/7 all the way up? No, not me.
The 3 and the 3.
I'm going to leave this alone. I'm going to leave it alone, okay? So I want to zero out the third column. So what row am I going to look towards?
The second one.
Third. Okay? So I can do 2 rows at one time. I'm not going to change the third. I'm not. So I'm going to, guess what? Write it down. And then my brain goes, oh, you're a third of the way done with the problem. Amazing.
You moved me.
Yep, I can. Okay, so we're going to use the third row. So I'm going to use this -7. Well, I could multiply by a fraction, but remember when we did eliminations, sometimes we multiplied one row by one thing and one row by another thing? Okay, can we do that the same? Yeah? Okay, we already have one positive, one negative. Awesome, correct? Okay. So what's the smallest number that 3 and 7 both go into?
21.
21. So that means I have to multiply row 2 by 7 and row 3 by 3. So I'm going to write 3R3 plus 7R2. Because R2 is the one we're changing, it has to be written second. Do you understand me? I know addition is commutative and all that kind of fun stuff, but when you do this, the format is only the second one changes. Am I understood? Okay. Now, I would also zero out this top one, but it's already what? It's already 0. So do I need to change that row at all right now? Nope. So what can I do with it? I can write it. If I write it down, will it stop my brain from trying to do anything to it?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so we're looking at row 3 and row 2. Yes? So 0 and 0 combined is what? 0. Awesome. So now it says to take 3 times R3. Well, 3 times 0 is what? 0. Okay. And 7 times -3.
Negative 21.
-21. Oh, we should have done something to row 3 now that I'm looking at it. Look at row 3. Could we take 1/3 and had all ones? Oh, well. Okay. Now I've got to take 3 times row 3. -21. 7 times row 2. 21. And -21 and 21 is? 0. If it's not 0, what was the point of the step that we just did? Nothing.
Maybe problem more complicated.
Yeah. And that's not what we did it. We did just fine, right? Okay. So 3 times 3 is? 9. If you want to write a 9 out there, go for it. 7 times 3 is what? 21. And 21 and 9 is? 30. Good?
No.
Why no?
I don't know how you're getting the side numbers.
Yeah, I'm confused how you got 3 or 3.
Yeah.
She took
7 or 2.
the 3 times the 3, and then you have to add 20, because you take 3 times 3, and you have to take the 7 times the 3, and then you add them.
What?
Right here, what does this say we're going to do?
So you take.
No,
I'm
wait,
saying
Connor,
how'd
wait.
You get, I'm not talking about the numbers inside. I'm talking about
Okay.
these.
Okay.
Oh, because
Yeah.
you have to get what? Because the closest thing that you can get that 7 and 3 go into is 21. So you have to take, and since there's a 7 here and a 3 here, you gotta take
That's
the middle row
too
by
much.
3.
So you're talking about these?
Okay, now wait a second. Wait a second. When we do this process, we started off with zeroing out the first column, correct? Then we-
If you had you didn't have the 1 there, would you start with the 1 first? Okay.
Nope. Not unless it's easy.
Okay.
Then we moved over and zeroed out the second column. Yes? Now we're moving over and zeroing out what column?
The 3rd.
The third. And then the next step, we will go back to the 2. Because my goal is to have what?
3, 0,
All zeros, everything but the what? Diagonal. The ones will come. Now, yes, if we wouldn't have stopped between yesterday and today, I probably would have noticed what could we have done to this whole row.
already canceled that one.
Okay, since we are there and I've told you guys to stop if you don't know what you're doing, do you mind if I go back up here and do that real quick?
That's fine.
Does anybody bother that? Why would I say go back up?
It would make it,
It'd
a
make
lot
it
easier.
easier.
It would be all ones, yes?
Yes.
Yeah.
And would that make it easier to adjust later on?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, so if you don't erase yours, just
Add it to the side.
just add it to the side, say second look, and go to the side.
So would that still be our same answer?
We will get the same answer. We're going to get better numbers this way.
So you only have to have everything else zeroed out except diagonal?
Yes, that's the
I
plan.
thought you had to have everything zero out.
Oh, well, then that would be impossible.
I didn't know.
Yeah, that would be impossible. Okay, so before I worry about this, we've said, oh, look. All those are divisible by 3. Woo, woo, right? And I want this right here to be a positive 1 when I'm done, don't I?
Yeah.
So what would I multiply negative 3 by to get a positive 1?
-1.
Not negative 1.
Wait.
Negative. I want negative 3 times something to get 1.
Negative 1/3.
Negative 1/3. It's reciprocal, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I'm just going to write negative 1/3 R2. Now, is row 3 divisible all by something?
No.
No. Is row 1? No. If they were, right now I'd take that opportunity to do it at the same time. Because if I can multiply by a reciprocal and make my numbers smaller, am I going to mess up? I have a smaller chance of messing up, right? Okay, so I'm not changing row 1. I'm taking negative 1/3, so negative 1/3 times 3 is 1. Negative 1/3 times 3 is negative 1.
Yeah.
Negative 1/3 of 3 is negative 1. Not changing row 3. Correct? Okay. So this might be a little easier, maybe not. I don't know. I think it's easier if we make numbers smaller. So if I want to zero out this 3, it is in column what?
2.
2. So I need to use row 2. Actually, I should be down here.
So you did 3 times 3?
I use 3 times row what? 2 and add it to row 3. I'm getting that number because I need this 1 to be a what? 3. Don't I need it to be a 3? Like this to be a 3 to make this a 0? I want this to be a 0. So I'm going to take 3R2 plus what? R3. So am I going to change row 1?
No.
Nope. Am I changing row 2? Nope. So 3 and 0 is going to be what? 0. Carly, please quit messing with your watch. 3 times 1 is what?
3.
Plus negative 3. 0. 3 times negative 1.
-3.
Negative 3 and negative 4.
Whoa, what?
Negative 3 and negative 4.
-7.
Negative 7. Did we still get the negative 7 we had last time?
Yeah.
Yep. 3 times negative 1.
-3.
Negative 3 and 6 is 3. Did I still get 7 and 3 like I just had?
Yes.
Yes, but now my goal is to zero out the third column. Now I don't have to multiply 1 by 3 and 1 by 7. I only have to multiply row 2 by what?
1.
I need to combine negative 1 and negative 7 and get 0.
7.
7? What kind of a 7?
Negative.
Negative 7. I don't have to multiply both rows. You see that now, guys?
Yes.
Okay. So am I going to have to change row 1? Does it have a 0 where I wanted a 0?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm good there. So 1, 2, 0, dot, 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 2. And we need
Put
to,
your paper up before you.
sure. We already said it and I should have written it. I always write it as soon as I think about it. We need to multiply row 2 by 7, negative 7. So we're going to take R3, and I'm going to do something weird, guys, and I'm going to tell you why here. I'm going to multiply row 3 by negative and row 2 by a positive 7. And this is why I'm going to do it. Which row is going to change? 2. And for some reason, when we distribute that negative in that second one, historically people have messed it up. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so I try to always put my negative on my first one. I don't know why, because it shouldn't make any difference, should it? But so it just does for some reason. So if you want to make it R3 minus 7R2, that's fine. Is it the same thing? Yes. So I've got 0 and 0. I still get what? 0. And then I've got negative 0. And then 7 times 1 is 7. So 0 plus 7 is 7.
Well, now how are we gonna get that back to
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Wait, how come you
We'll get
keep
there.
0 but not
We-
1?
Okay, because 0 and 0 is what?
This is like solving a Rubik's Cube. You're just messing the
Yeah.
Well,
thing up. We're almost there.
no, I'm not.
You're right. There are problems out there that you have to backtrack to make more progress.
You've got it, you guys. You have to work through it. Complaining in the middle, you just lost us 3 minutes. Okay, so then I have negative 7 times 1, so that's 7 plus negative 7 is what? 0. Then negative, so I have negative 3, and negative 7 is what? Negative 10. I'm not changing my bottom row, so I rewrote it. If I had lines, I would have written it first, but I can't handle doing it when I'm doing the middle. Bugs me. Okay, so I have zeroed out my first column, zeroed out my second column, zeroed out my third. Now I have to go back and do what? 2. Now, if this was 1/7 straight across, I'd do it, but I don't want 10/7 as a fraction to deal with. Do you? You want to deal with 10/7?
No.
No. So this 2 is in column what? 2. So what row do I need to use? 2. So what is the smallest number that 2 and 7 both go into? 14. So I'm going to have to multiply row 2 by negative 2 and add it to 7R1. This one I had to multiply both by a number, right? Now this is going to change my 1 up here because what do I have right here? We have 7R1, don't we? But at the end, can we take a fraction times all of it and get rid of that? Yes. I'm not changing row 2. Bless you. And I'm not changing row 3. So,
You make that like so small right there.
I know this one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always do this one at the very end, but it bugs you guys, so I try to do it at the beginning. Okay, so it's negative 2 times 0 is what? 0. And 7 times 1 is 7. And then I have negative 14 and positive 14, which is what? 0. And that's what we were supposed to be accomplishing, correct?
Yeah.
Now, the next one I have 0 and 0, and no matter what I do, it's still going to be what? 0. Even though it got worse over here, we're doing less work, aren't we?
Right.
Okay, so now we have negative 2 and negative 10 is 20. And 7 is 14. So I got 34. So do I have all my zeros? Yes. Now I need to get 1s, don't I? And they need to be positive 1s.
Right.
So what do I need to take row 1 by to get a positive 1?
7.
1/7? If you do 7, you get 49.
Oh yeah.
Okay? What do I need to take 7 by to get 1?
1/7.
Yes.
For those 7s, I'm guessing you can't do what you did with the 3s.
Can you move the paper down, please?
You're going to do the same thing, but now it doesn't matter if we get a fraction because we're done with everything else. Does that make sense? Now, what do I have to do on row 3? Negative 1/7. Why negative?
The 7's negative.
Because the 7's negative. So I get 1, 0, 0, and 34 sevenths. Now I would reduce that if I could, yes?
Yeah.
I can't. Okay? And then 0, 1, 0, negative 10 sevenths. 0, 0, 1, negative 3 sevenths. Now we got fractions in the end, but did we have to work with fractions at all through it?
Yes.
No.
Or no, sorry.
No. And a lot of times in the book, the way they will do things is they deal with fractions. And I don't want to deal with fractions because then you guys forget to get common denominators, correct?
Right.
Okay. So the first problem you had was 6, yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you should have, this is your augmented matrix. 2, 2, 0, 50, 1, 1, negative 1, 0, 0, negative 1, 0, negative 2, 1, negative 5.
Wait. Why is it 0? Oh.
Because there's no
Why
x.
is it 1 instead of 0?
I had that.
Where?
For the, on the third row, the 1, why is it 1 instead of 0?
On the z?
Yeah.
Because the coefficient of z is 1.
Wait. Oh, okay, yeah.
Yes?
Yeah, I put it,
Okay.
I have it, but I just did it.
Okay, so I specifically, if you look at the way I wrote my equation and the way they wrote the equation in the book, 2 totally different ways, correct? Remember we talked about it has to be x's, y's, z's, and equals, yes? So you have to have them in order and pay attention, don't you? So when I wrote it down on my paper, did I leave gaps where needed to be gaps?
Yeah.
Yes. And we fill in the gaps with what? Zeros?
Zeros.
So our goal here is 1, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. Yes? We're going to do it in the steps of 1, 2, 3, and what? 4. We're going to make the circle, kind of. You see it? Now, we would love 1 to be up here. Do we have anything that could help me out there? Could I? Remember, my rules. I can switch, I can multiply by a non-zero, or I can multiply and combine, correct?
Oh,
Is there anything that might be nice to have on the top row?
A 0.
Well,
1. Do I have a row of all ones?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would it be nice just to throw that up top? Can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I want 1 right here, don't I?
but there-
Do I have a 1 already there? Yes. Okay, but I also could do this. Could I take 1/2 of row 1? Could I? And have 1s there too. So you want to switch or take 1/2 of row
I
1?
think, just take 1/2 since we already have
Okay.
1 in the
And then that would make 50 smaller, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Since
Okay.
we have a positive 1 in the middle, and then a positive 1.
Okay, but nothing out of there is going to change. It's all going to change because we're going to be manipulating 1 at a time. So just because you have a 1 in a perfect spot, other than this very first one, everything else is going to change. So don't get focused on that. Does that make sense? Okay, so you guys want to take 1/2 of our 1? Now, would I take 1/2 of our 1 if this was a 49 instead of a 50?
No.
Definitely not. I would switch row 1 and 2, wouldn't I? Okay. So 1, 1, 0, dot, 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 and then 25. And is anything else all divisible by something?
No.
No. So if it was, we could do this to any row all at one time. And so make sure you're copying all your negatives and all that kind of fun stuff down. Because if I forget a negative, am I going to get the right answer? No. Okay. So my goal to start is to zero out these two. Well, do I have part of my goal accomplished?
Yes.
I have 0 already in row 3, don't I? Awesome. So this is column 1, so I need to look at row what? 1. So what can I do to these numbers to get this 1 right here to be 0?
Multiply by a negative 1.
Multiply R1 by a negative 1 and add it to R2. So I'm writing it next to what row,
The
guys?
second one.
The second row, because that's what's changing. Am I going to change the first one? Nope. So I'm going to write it. Am I going to change the last row? So I'm going to write it, fight every OCD tendency I have. And now I'm going to do what?
Multiply. So here would be 0.
Okay, in your head, do it. If you can do it. If you can do it, or you want to try to do it. You guys want to try to do it on yours?
No.
Okay, Carly. -1 times 1 is what?
Zero.
-1 times 1.
-1.
Carly.
Sorry.
-1.
-1. -1 plus 1.
1.
-1 plus 1.
0.
0. -1 times 1.
2. 1.
-1 times 1
-1.
plus 1.
And 1.
-1 plus 1.
0.
0. -1 times 0
0.
plus -1.
1. Oh no.
0 plus -1.
It's 0.
It's -1.
How?
Okay, Carly. 0 plus -1.
Why do I have 4 numbers in my boxes too?
I enjoyed this mixed face while that was happening.
Okay, -1 times 25 is -25 plus 0 is -25. Yes?
Sure.
Yes? Do you guys agree with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, a lot of times when we do these, I'll say you do it and I do it. We better get the same answer because sometimes when you talk while you're doing it, do you mess it up? Yeah. Okay. Now, this is my goal. Keep your eye on your prize. There might be something that we could get to our goal quicker, real quick. Cole's thinking. What, Cole?
I don't no clue.
No clue?
25 and 25.
No? 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 Everyone look at it. This is my goal.
Come on, shut up.
The next step in my goal is already accomplished if we do one thing.
What's the next step again?
Oh.
1,
Good.
Jay, did you-
2. Yes, I did. I'm proud of myself for that.
What step are we on?
Oh, can I say it?
We got 1 done.
Yeah.
We need to do this one now.
We're on 2.
Yeah, so
Miss Beck, I want to say it.
Can she help Jaden? Or can Jaden help her? You got it, Cole.
add by 2.
No, wait, okay.
Okay, wait, no. Shh.
Look
I
at the
did
bottom.
not
I'm
give
just
you-
gonna say, look at the top.
Okay, I said that.
Now plug it into the bottom.
No, Jaden, what would you like to do?
Flip.
Flip what?
Oh, wait, hold on.
Flip
Wait,
row 2
Oh.
and 3.
Okay.
2 and 3.
Okay.
If I interchanged row 2 and 3, do I already have my bottom row accomplished?
Yes.
Yes, without multiplying anything,
No,
right?
you have a -1.
Well, yeah, but I've got my zeros.
I was gonna say,
Okay.
I guess not completely done.
Well, no, but I got my zeros, right? So how we do that, watch how we do that. We write R2,
You screwed it, yeah.
yes. We write R2 and then like a double arrow, R3. Make sense? And it doesn't matter if you do it on R2 or on R3. Doesn't matter. So then did we do anything to row 1?
No.
Nope. Line up. Hopefully you're making sure your augmented lines are pretty much lined up.
Yep.
And then we're just switching them, right? So I have 0, -2, 1, -5.
It's -1.
No, we're switching the 2.
What?
We're switching the 2
You're
rows.
doing like 5 different things right now.
No, we did one thing.
You're not
No,
here,
you're not.
Jaden scream. Switch it.
I wish there were- I wish-
No, it's okay because when you get that, you're like, oh, I get it.
I wish
Okay.
there was something we could do to like the last row. Just
Yep.
get rid of all
Now,
of this.
we could, right now, we could multiply the last row by a -1, but if our next step is to zero out this column, yes?
Yes.
And to zero it out, I have to have a negative already, and don't I already have a negative?
Yeah.
So why would I take it out to have to put it back in, right?
Right.
So my zero is already zero. That's awesome. Am I going to do anything to the first row then? No.
Wait, what if there was a different number there? Like a three.
Well, if it was like 3 and 24, I'd probably take a third to make it 1.
So that zero, if you had a three.
Oh, then we would do the same thing we did on the last one. We would just do it twice. You just do the same thing. You just do it twice. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, we'll get a problem that does it. I promise. Okay, so now I already have the first row done. I'm gonna rewrite it right now, so I quit thinking about it. It's awesome when we can quit thinking about things, right? And we're working on column 3, so we're going to be using row 3. So can I write it?
Yes.
Yep. Because if we use it, we can't change it. You can't do that all in one step. You can't change it and use it to change in one step. Not allowed. So now, what do we need to do with row 3 to eliminate the 1 in row 2? Do we need to do anything?
-1.
Yeah.
Well, it's already -1. You have -1 and 1. So all that you need to do is do what?
Multiply by 1.
Combined.
No, we don't even, just combine them, right?
Okay.
So we're going to say R3 plus what?
R2.
R2. So 0 plus 0 is 0. 0 and -2.
Negative
And -1 and 1.
2. 0.
And -25 and -5.
30.
-30. Now, we need to next step eliminate this right here, yes? But we could do -1/2 on the second row to get a 1, couldn't we? Or could we just suck it up and row? But see, if we need to make this a 2 if we would combine to get 0, wouldn't we? And if we made that a 2, what would it also do the first and make it a 2? So should we get rid of this
Yes.
right now? What does this -2 need to become?
One.
A 1, a positive 1, yes? Okay, so we're not going to change the first row right now, are we?
No.
Nope. So 1, 1, 0, 25.
Can you scoot the paper down?
Yes, you just got to keep me reminding me. My paper on my desk goes a lot further than the paper on the screen. Okay, so what do I need to multiply this -2 by to get a positive 1?
Positive 2?
No.
Negative 1/2. Because a negative times a negative is a positive, yes? Yes?
How am I gonna work?
Okay, now I'm also going to take care of my bottom row. What do I need to multiply it by?
-1.
-1. Just needs to be a positive, doesn't it?
Right.
Like the 1 has to be positive.
So -1 R3.
So negative R3.
Oh. Okay.
You can put 1 there if you want. I just don't like to add any extras. So do those two things. You do them and I'll do them and we better get the same answer, right? Did we get the same answer?
Yeah.
Okay. Because sometimes I mess up, right? If you don't agree, please holler.
Wait, Nick.
Yes.
Am I? Oh wait, no.
Good? Okay. So we've got step 1 done, step 2, step 3. Now we need to do what?
Step 4.
Step 4. Step 4 is in the second column. We need to use the what? Second row.
So
So we have a 1 and a 1. All we need is a
-1.
negative.
Or
So we're going to take negative R2 plus what?
R1.
R1. And it's right next to R1. So -0 and 1 is
1.
1. -1 and 1, 0, 0. Don't say them out loud, please. I'm just saying I know what you're doing. Just internal thought. Negative 15 and 25.
5.
Riyadh.
Wait, how'd you get 10?
Negative 15 plus
What did you
25.
get, 5?
Wait, what?
What?
Negative 15 plus 25.
I don't get this at all.
How'd you get 5? That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah. And,
Where?
Because there's a lot of fives.
5 where,
I'm
Matt?
proud of you for
No,
doing
Carly got 5.
Oh, her. Okay.
Okay, so
I don't know.
what is X, guys?
1.
Nope. This is X, this is Y, this is Z. What is X?
1.
10. What is Y?
50.
What is Z?
That makes sense.
So this is called an ordered
Pair.
triple. You didn't know that.
How does that work if the columns are going down?
So these are all X's. These are all Y's. So the only thing left is X. The only thing left is Y. The only thing left is Z.
You see how it also goes X, Y, Z? That's the order it is.
And then it goes back to W. And then
Yeah, and I hate it when the textbook goes X, Y, W. It drives me nuts.
Why does it go
Okay.
XYA? I mean,
I don't know. Okay, what was your next one you were supposed to do?
19.
19? Okay, so 19, I'm just going to write the augmented matrix down. Got it?
Okay.
So what you should have on your paper for 19 is 1, 1, 1. Oh, that's amazing.
3.
3,
You can do this.
negative 1, negative 1, 0, 0,
Destiny Leachman,
0,
Sandra Lamb.
3, 2,
Reminder there's an FBLA
0.
office meeting
Oh,
today
wait,
during
wait a second.
IAP in room 103.
Doesn't it equal when you put it to the 0?
Well, you have to move everything over to one side so it would be equal to 0.
That's just for the
Okay.
FBLA office.
And this is X, Y, and Z.
Can I write down my numbers right now?
Yeah, if you did it incorrectly, write it down right.
Can I like
'Kay.
stay in here? And
Yes. If you would like to.
Juniors, you will be taking the ASVAB test tomorrow morning. It is a web-based test, so be sure your computers are charged. You need to arrive to school.
So we only got through one example. When we work them together, does it take longer to do?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. It does not look like we were going to be ready for our quest on Friday. But this is what's going to happen. You are going to have work over the weekend. And we will have our quest next weekend. And if you do nothing all weekend, what's going to happen next week?
It's gonna go better.
And I'm not starting all over. Understood?
Are we doing
So-
it on Tuesday?
What?
The quest? Are we
No, we will do it on Wednesday or Thursday.
So then what are we
But
doing on Tuesday?
Of next week?
practicing.
Okay.
Okay, because guys, is this going to take practice?
Yes.
Yes. So your assignment, please stop. Your assignment is posted. If you get stuck on one, you move to another. You have one column for one problem. Do not start another problem in the same column. You understand me?
Yes.